All right, welcome to another episode of Crack It Live, and today we have a wonderful guest with us today. I want to first start by thanking all our audience connected from different parts of the world. Thank you for your time and thank you for joining us on today's episode. So today we have a very fantastic company here. It's called Bolatito Textile Company, and the CEO, Bolatito, is our guest today. She has come with a problem that she wants us to help her crack, and I will be bringing her up shortly to introduce herself, tell us about her business, the challenges she's having, and we will take it up from there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Bolatito.
Thank you so much, Peter, and congratulations on Crack It. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be here to discuss the recurring problem. But before I go ahead, I'd like to say a few things about my organization. Right, so 15 years ago, I stumbled on this industry, the fabric and textile industry, without prior knowledge, and I have never had a physical store, a walk-in store. You might see some things in the background, right? Like compartments of where fabrics are being kept. This is not a walk-in store, it's like storage, right? So I've never had a walk-in store that you can walk into to come and shop in a regular, traditional way, where a traditional way for people to shop fabrics. Fabrics are very, very physical, right? Fabric clothing. The traditional way of shopping is that people get up from their homes or houses and go to the market to see what's available, and they check out what they want to buy and they buy it. But I've run my business for 15 years now without having a physical store. It's been completely digital, right? Because it's a space that I didn't find anyone doing that. Most of the people online already, had physical stores. I didn't have any physical, so I didn't have anybody to really model I could replicate. So I had to do a lot of things from scratch. I had to think it out, and I was not ready, even I was not ready for the price of a shop. I went around checking out physical stores, but I realized that to get a shop would also jack up the cost of items, as I intend to. For everything I do, I always ensure that I have a competitive price. So having a competitive price without running at a loss means that some fixed costs, like paying rent for a store, would have to get out of the way. So I didn't at the point where I thought of having a physical store, because of the challenge of running a digital fabric business, I always had to come back to my reason. Why am I doing this? You're going to get a store, at least you have to be ready to pay about 750K. That was the minimum I found, in a commercial area. 750K a year minus other charges, service charges, having a sales girl in the store and all of those things, salespersons rather. Those are things that are going to be added to the cost of the fabric. So I need to find a way around to ensure that I continue the business using this digital model and not compromising as well. So it's been 15 years. The journey has been going on for 15 years, but actually 12 years anyway, because that was when it was 12 years ago I registered the company, but I had been running activities. Activities had been going on for about 15 years, 3 years before I officially registered the business. Now, I have been able to scale several hurdles for the business. It started with fabric concierge. I used to help people go to the market, like you rightly mentioned, go to the markets to source and then come back to them. Then I moved from fabric concierge to oh, when people need fabrics now, and there's no time to go to the market. And I started stocking little by little, and until I had much capital to stock much. And now, from fabric concierge services to fabric stocking, I have moved to fabric production. So it's been quite a journey, and it has come with several levels of challenges that I've had to face as the chief executive officer. That one is just a title, this responsibility officer. I've had to face the problems, take responsibility for the problem, and solve it. But one that keeps recurring is how to create, a fully a 100 or 360 degree digital experience. People, are more at ease shopping online. I tell you that over time, people that have loved going to the market have seen that, you know what, let me just buy. When you think of going to the market, entering bus, going to Idumota, which is the most popular, and then how you social going to the shop that you're going to is going to give you what you need. And if you have issues, how do you, the stress of returning. So my business is predicated on convenience, first of all. Being able to, conveniently serve people who need fabrics. So I predicated my business on that, and affordability. Definitely, if I'm not incurring the costs that brick and mortar stores are incurring, I will not, my prices will not be outrageous, because there's some bills I don't have to pay because digital. There's some bills you don't have to pay. So sometimes I realize that even the cost of some of my items is lower than what the market people have said. But everybody believes that if you go to the market, it's cheap, right? But sometimes I find that people realize that it's the same amount. So you spend the stress of going to the market and shopping, the time that you could have used to do something else, you could have just gone to Bolatito and order. So I'm just saying that for people to understand, how I have run my business. I've made sure that I have competitive prices. But, there's still that gap there. The current gap now that I have is that I'm trying to look for better ways to represent my products. I deal in at least 5 fabric categories. Usually when you go to the market, if you want to buy lace, you go to the lace section. The lace section is not necessarily where they're selling Ankara. Then if you want to buy Ankara, you go to the Ankara section, you try and look and find your way around. Then if you want to buy George, you go to George section. Can you imagine yourself going around the entire market, moving around, looking for buying lace, where they sell hair tie, because some people, if they cannot go around, some people will tell them, oh, don't worry, I'll go and bring it for you. They will go to their person, add their own money, come, and you are limited. It is by what they give you, unless you're able to move around. But with Bolatito, you just stay in the comfort of your home or your zone, and you can move around the different fabric categories. That is a kind of solution, just at the click of a button. If you want to, after buying lace, you want to buy Ankara, it is just at the click of a button. If you want to buy Sego, hair tie, Ashoki, it is just at the click of a button. Adire, it is just at a click of a button. Akwete, it's just at the click of a button. You've not left your house. So the convenience you bring is total. But, it's only very few people that we have been able to communicate that to as a result of interaction one-on-one. This whole thing now is how we're looking for how to digitize this experience. Because if you think of how going now to the market to buy 5 different fabrics, and then coming back to Bolatito, and you sit in your comfort zone and you're able to shop this same 5 fabrics. You've not spent money on taxi or bus fare, and you have your time going to the market with your time is used for more important things, you realize that at the end of the day, you are the one winning in your shopping game, right? So for me, it's how I can now really carry this whole experience, this physical experience, this physical stress, and sometimes even trauma. Sometimes, I've gone to the market before, and a woman wanted to buy something in the shop where I was, and her bag had been sliced with a razor. Then, and all her money had been, and she didn't know. It was at the point of payment that she realized that her cash had been taken. So I'm trying to translate all of this physical trauma and stress into online, and I'm looking for the best way to do it, right? For the kind of products I carry, they're not the kind of products that you do photo shoot for. Imagine somebody selling plantain chips or coconut chips. If you do the plantain chips like this, you do the coconut chips like this. Once you do photo shoot for one, you can sell 500 pieces of chin-chin pack with just one photo shoot that you have done, because it is the same product. In this business, in this industry, it is not the same product. Am I going to be doing photo shoots for 1, 2, 3, 4? How many photo shoots will I do? Before you know, somebody will come and buy one. Now, if you do photo shoot, that one is wasted. How much? It is time consuming. I have not been able to really solve that problem. It's still a problem for me, right? And because of that problem, there's some products that's like, now this fabric has been with me for a long time. It should have been sold by now. It's not been sold because I've not been able to project it very well. And I don't sew. Another way is that people do them into ready to wear. No, tailoring is not my forte. I focus on fabric. Maybe if I was tailoring, I could have said, oh, so when people see the fabric, So that's another thing that I'm looking to doing. There's something that I realized that the Indian guys are doing, because I've done my research. Most of our Ankara is produced in Asian countries. I'd say India, China. I don't know the technology they are using, but I'm looking for that technology. They will take the picture of an African, maybe a picture that is trending on Instagram, online. They will take the picture of that person. If she's carrying a bag like this, and her hand is like this, they will take that picture and they will wear 10 different fabrics without sewing for that person, that picture. And that's for an Ankara that they are shipping to Nigeria. They would have sent the pictures ahead with the lady doing like this, and that lady has one thing else, and they didn't sew it on her. I don't know what that technology is called. I'm looking for that technology because I know it will help solve several headaches. They didn't have to sew it. They just took a model, right? And they took the fabric that they had produced and wore it for that model. I know that a lot of manufacturing companies do that, but I don't know how to do it. I wish I could get that technology. It would solve quite a lot of problems for me. So this is time. And then I used to have a guy that would come take pictures, but I don't know, young people and the Gen Z kind of, they're the ones that know how to take those pictures, nice pictures. But today they will come tomorrow, they will tell you they're coming now. You not see them again. I know quite a number of people are having, this experience with Gen that I don't want to tag, but so I've not seen that young man in a while. I have been calling him, so I'm stuck with fabric stock, right? And I know they're looking for what I want. So I have so many that I've not been able to put on there. So that's my problem, and I'd really love for it to be cracked.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Bolatito, for taking time to analyze and get us to this place where we are. I will still ask a few more questions. First and foremost, to our audience, I hope you're following through. Bolatito Bola textile company has been, kind of analyzed for us. We've gone on it, she's taken us on a journey from running for 15 years without a physical store to where she is now, where she's thinking of digitizing the fabrics business. How does she better ways to represent a fabric product or digitize the experience? Okay, I'd like to ask, you've been selling for 15 years without a physical store. What platforms, what are the channels you've used or you currently use? And which of them gives you the best results?
So I use Facebook,
Yeah.
WhatsApp, Instagram, and web, https www.bolakupa.com. I'm on Google My Business. So it's as if I was on all these platforms initially, right? But I started even with when BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, was there. I used to do my adverts on BlackBerry, and I used to get a lot of people that had used me would refer me to their friend, and that and that. Then I supported it with Facebook. Then when Instagram came, and I added that. Then with time, my husband encouraged me to get a website. And I thought, how will that work? But we're able to crack that. We moved past website, and I'm now on Google My Business. And with Google My Business, quite a number of people have been able to find me online and outside of Nigeria. So just like the platforms I've been on.
All right. So which of them gives you the most findability, and which of them gives you the most profitability in terms of conversion? There are some that drive. I just use that word, findability. Which one gives you the most visibility? Yeah. Which one gives you the most visibility that gets people to see you more? And which one do you convert? Which one gets people to buy the product from you?
Well, I would say that Instagram, Facebook, and Google have put me out there a lot, but a lot of the conversion happens on WhatsApp.
A lot of people do what? A lot of conversion happens on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, yes, on WhatsApp.
All right.
On WhatsApp.
Okay. All right. So how do your current customers assess these fabric qualities before purchasing? So you said the challenge is that most of them still lean on depend or prefer the traditional method of going into the market and touching the fabric. So the current customers you're serving, so how are you able to go around that challenge? How are they able to assess the fabric quality before they purchase?
Well, they're not able to. I do that job. That's my job. So it's for me to ensure. So when they're saying, I hope it is original, or I hope I give them the assurance. And when they eventually make payments and they get their fabric, I ask them, okay, so did you like it? Do you think? And they say yes. So that's how I build trust with them over time. And because of that currency I have with them, they are able to recommend me to other people. And the word they put in is what helps me to repeat the same process with another customer.
Okay. If I'm correct, you do that work of the selection, of guaranteeing the authenticity of the materials for them, and they in turn, when they get what they have ordered, they now spread the word. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So one or two more questions. So your current customers, going by this approach of selling to them, what are their current pain points in using your platforms to purchase? What are their current pain points? What are the things that cause them to complain, or what is causing them pain using?
I didn't get that. You are breaking up.
Okay.
I didn't get your point. So we're breaking up.
Okay, fine, correct. So I said your current customers, what are their pain points in using your channels? What are the pain points or the stress they are having currently, or the complaints they get?
Well, it's how they see the fabric, right?
Say that again.
So if someone, how they see, they want to find a way to see, oh, is there a way I can see this? Do you have a store? And I tell them I don't have a store. So they go ahead to make a purchase, or they trust that, okay, I just trust, and I work with them based on that trust, ensuring that everything that I have communicated, that they can see. First of all, they have to see it, right? But they can't feel it. I'm the one who can feel it. So I do that process for them of feeling it, letting them know that, okay, it's 100% cotton, or rather, it's not fully percent cotton, not fully 100% cotton. It's 70%, or it's not even cotton at all. It's nylon. All right. But they can see the design. They don't have a problem with the design most times. And we've also, but with respect to design as well, some fabrics, no matter what you do, they still come out a certain way. So sometimes many people have even said, oh, it even looks better real life. The fabric looks better real life. But some people have also been, I didn't expect it to look like, I didn't expect it to be like this. The way I thought about it in the picture, you can see a picture now and have a perception in your mind. Different, that perception will be different from the perception another person carries about it. This fabric design, I wonder how was that from just a picture. So being able to reduce the amount of assumptions that person will have concerning the fabric they are buying is still a huge gap for somebody who doesn't have a store. Right, I mentioned earlier that there was nobody that I could see as a mentor, in the sense that I'd been doing what I was doing. There's so many fabric vendors. When I started, so many fabric vendors, but they have physical stores. So when these issues arise, they tell them, oh, maybe you can come to the store when you're located, and then they agree to come. But for me, when they raise that complaint, there's no physical store to come to. Back in the day, people say, okay, come. So I invite them to my home, but I didn't want to be doing that. It wasn't what I wanted to. And then I also wanted to cut out delays, because I realized that having a store, you have to entertain people, look for where they will see it. There's no time for that. For me, my business is not what I want to spend the time doing. So again, customer experience as well. Since I'm taking out that customer experience of people like to come to a place, sit down, they serve them coke. They do this a lot in all these family stores. They serve them something, they have television to watch, there's sales girls coming to come and show them the club. So okay, I don't like this one. The sales girl will go take. I cut out all of that experience, which is part of the customer experience. We make the person to want to say, I went to so place, and I want to go again. When they want to shop again, they go there because of the experience. I have taken out that experience, but I have not been able to look for another way to replicate that experience that I have already cut out for those kinds of shoppers. Right? Even though I understand that not everybody is my target customer, but at least you want to ensure that you have done all the thinking that is possible with regards to what you are offering, and giving people the impression, right, that so basically we're looking at how to create a digital shopping experience that is almost close to what people will experience physically.
That's almost close to what?
What the experience that they would have gotten physically if they were coming to a
All right.
brick and mortar.
So thank you very much. You mentioned something in the course of your last response that I wanted to ask. Can you describe your target, your audience? Who do you sell to? Who are your typical targets?
Majorly, they are mostly female. They are also male, but guys are people that you can never catch. 90% of guys don't want to go to a store.
Sorry. Hold on. Can you give me an idea of their age brackets, lower, upper range, income bracket, lower, upper range? You just some ideas. Age.
35 to 40 to 55. 35 to 55.
To 55 years.
These are people, 35 to 55. These are people that are occupied with nurturing children. These are people that are occupied with children, raising kids. They don't have time for shopping, but they need fabrics. So I look at that age. I usually serve the age of 35 and above. 35 and above.
All right. Okay. Then the other question I want to ask is, so in terms of earning power, would you describe them as they have the purchasing power?
I would describe them with regards to their class, middle class.
Yeah, middle class. All right. Middle class. All right. So my final question, except other ones pops up, is how would you describe success post this intervention? After you have cracked this, what's the success? Just give me a description of the success of your business. How would your business pan out? How would it impact your business?
Once I stopped thinking about this problem and I've been able to execute it, when I'm able to execute what will come out of this this experience, and it works for me in the sense that I'm able to quickly turn over on my fabrics. I'm not turning that. Like, for example, now, these fabrics, right? This is a kind of a direct fabric. They are here. They've been produced already. But I don't have good digital footprints of them. So I've not been able to put it out there. So sometimes one of the things that I do is that I go online to see someone has worn something similar and it looks nice, and I share that picture, and then that, so if I'm able to sell without having to look for somebody who has worn it, and I'm able to quickly sell, that's a win for me. I don't have to be looking for somebody who has worn it online before I'm able to market it. That would be a win.
All right, brilliant. Okay, to our viewing audience, we have a very interesting challenge here to crack. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll review the options that are open to Bolatito Textile Company, the best way forward. Once again, thank you for joining us on today's episode. We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back. We are still on with Bolatito Budicom, the CEO of Bolatito Fabric Company. Before we went on the short break, she took us through the journey for the past 15 years and how she's taken this fabric business, this fabric idea from just a fabric concierge to where it is today, where she has over 15 years done, some considerable numbers, but she still doesn't have a physical outlet or store because she doesn't believe in that approach, brick and mortar. She prefers a digitized company. The challenge she's having is a majority of the buyers, consumers of fabrics in our client in Africa like to feel and touch. The touch and feel is what she's trying to see how she can digitize. How can she digitize touch and feel, right? So a few thoughts that has come to mind is, first and foremost, we need to reimagine Bolatito company. We need to reimagine it. The Bolatito textile company is more like a media, a content production organization. When we look at it that way, it helps us contextualize our approach, and it will help us appreciate the suggestion and the direction we should go. The thing that drives your business is the real business you're into. Now, part of the things that I've taken out of her brief is she's serving a target audience of between the ages of 35 and 55 years, who are largely women. Most of these women are in the stage of their life where they are preoccupied with raising children. So they don't have a lot of time on their hands. They can easily jump into the car and drive somewhere. That constraint on itself is our advantage. I mean, when I say our advantage, I'm talking about Bolatito Textile Company. That's the advantage. Because right now, they, as much as they would like to go to the physical store to touch and feel the materials they want to buy, they don't have the time. They don't have the luxury of time again. But they still want quality. They want to be sure of what they are getting. They want quality, they want authenticity. So, and they are largely on the middle class. So they have the buying power. What they just don't have is time. The other thing is that they want to be able to, they've had a lot of experiences in the open market that has taught them that it's difficult to trust, the sellers, except the one that you have, the product that you can touch and feel. All right. So in digitizing this experience, we have to put a few things into consideration. All right. First thing is we need to focus on the psychology, the psyche of the buyer. We need to look at the buyer as on the physical, in terms of the customer experience. I know you talked about the customer experience, right? That also has been taken away because they can't go into any store and all of that. That is, we can work around that, all right? That can be worked around by creating some, what I call a live chats and customer service bots on your website and on your platform that can engage with buyers, taking their questions and their concerns. Some kind of, and some of these things, there are chat bots that can do it, AIs that can, feed them with frequently asked questions, or even they are just open AIs that's when people go there and they ask questions, because that customer service experience, the moment they have an alternative that answers them, that responds to them real time, we will kind of close that gap a little bit, if I'm correct, okay? Now, in terms of how do we digitize the experience? How do we digitize that part of touching and feeling? I will give two analogies. When you watch the promo videos or clips of brands like TM Lewin, when they take their pictures, they zoom in and show you the outlines. The first thing is that they go with a lot of high quality images that shows you the outline, the details. They want to show you how many lines are on those shirts that seemingly look like they are plain. They want to show you that, the threads that were used to knit those cotton together, they want to show you. So if you are buying a 100% cotton shirt, They want to zoom the camera such that you could almost see the holes, those threading holes. The reason why they are doing that is they are trying to, as much as possible, replace your inability to come and hold the shirt. Because let me help you understand, most of the things we buy from China or we import from the US, we don't ever see them until it arrives here. Have you ever thought about it? We don't. We import everything. We import gadgets, electronics. The only thing we know is that we watched a YouTube video. We saw a clip. But guess what? The way they do their production, they go into detailing. What they are trying to do in those detailing is to buy your trust. They are not trying to show you. They know that no matter the number of video you do, it cannot replace touching it, opening the carton, feeling it. But what they are trying to do is that they are trying to let you know that we took our time, we went into a lot of details just to let you know that we care about what you care about. They are only trying to win your trust. Okay? So the first thing is that we need to start, Bolatito Textile needs to invest in providing high quality images and videos of the fabrics, including close-up shots. Close-up shots that shows, the details and the textures. I know a guy that did a book, and when he did his close-up shot, he showed the front, he showed the back, but he now showed this edge. The camera showed the edge. Now, in doing your close-up shot, you need to go into, which is the second point, offering detailed product descriptions that comes with a lot of deep information about the composition of the fabric, the weight of the fabric, right? The weaving pattern. And you can use adjectives to describe them, right? You can use adjectives to describe some of those terminologies. The weaving pattern, the care instruction. So you highlighted a few of your products. You mentioned Adire, lace, Akwete, Ashoke, Ankara. You cannot take the pictures of all of them, but you can take a category. You can take a lace. Take close-up shots of the lace that shows the weaving of those lace. You can tell them the weight of a full, yards, maybe 6 yards of a lace. The weight is this. You can weigh it and show them this weighs this. Tell them the composition of the lace. Okay, let me stay on in Ankara that we manufacture here. The composition of the Ankara. Then the video should say the care. How do you take care of Ankara? What are the do's and don'ts? You are trying to use all of this to bring them as closer, give them a closer experience, as much closer experience as they would have gotten if they have come to a physical shop. Is it making some sense? Right? Of course.
Yes, it is, but sorry to come in at this point.
Yeah.
And while you were speaking, I thought of something and I said, okay, what if something flashed in my head, and when you talk about care for Ankara, I'm thinking about the kind of people that buy this. Yes, some people will read, some people will not read. So I'm thinking about, okay, what medium can one use? Initially, we said something about content creation. The things that we build, I just want to see this will fly whilst you're helping me with the solution. To see, so that I know how to channel my thoughts, because my thoughts was already going in one direction. So before my thoughts travels far. So I'm thinking, okay, if instead of writing, you hand wash with mild soap, writing all of those things, is it possible to just do a short, like I remember those videos we used to watch, not the way adverts are done now. I don't know. I don't watch too much of television, not regular television. But I remember how people would, those ads that you used to say about Coke, and then somebody is in the desert or what, and then they drink Coke and then they are fine. So I'm thinking, okay, is it, instead of doing those techie kind of videos, because the kind of people, I don't run, I'm not a manufacturer, right? You already said I'm in the space of content creation. So is there a way I can create this content so that it's exciting? I can put in two people they are trying to get the Ankara washed. Remember those Omo adverts that we used to watch rather? That somebody will be washing with regular, and the person says, this thing is still dirty. Then the person will wash with Omo detergent, and the person's own is clean, and the person, and then obviously nobody will tell you that it's Omo you should buy when you get to the market. So I'm thinking of, instead of going the technical route about all those videos that people in the US send or techie things, I'm trying to see how one can tie it around this industry. The people that you find buying this are people that want to go for 101 day, one party thing, how to create a content in a fun way. It's almost as if one is creating a skit, right? So that's just me letting you know what's
going on. The dimensions are numerous. How it's going to play out, there are different ways. You just suggested some, but when I was even talking about it, I wasn't even thinking in terms of text. I was thinking in terms of videos, clips, that does that. But sure, if you can go ahead to the point of creating some bit of skit or some very short, very brief, 30 seconds that passes the message, why not? If not, I want you to look at Bolatito Textile Company as a company into content creation. Don't look at you that you are selling, you are producing content. Your goal is to salivate people, to get people to be, something to be, to let them be having mouth-watering experiences every time they come into your space, right? Your pictures, when you want to take pictures, like you take a picture of, Ankara or maybe Akwete, arranged in such a way. Have you seen this women that hawk granules on the roads, on the street of Lagos? Some of them arrange the granite and it looks like a pyramid. You don't even want to eat granite, you just see it and you want to just eat. They get your attention. So I'm just saying, you can do a visual fabric arrangement that customers can view on their screen. Just the way it is arranged. Imagine that fabrics are arranged like a what's this thing that you touch one, all of them call what do they call it? A domino, right? Imagine arranging it like a domino, and they are just there. It can be a little thing, it can be played like a game. It arranged like that, and one drops, and then every other one drops like that. But while they are doing, one of the things I want you to watch out, whenever they are producing a video for you, they should tell them to pay attention to the quality of the image, quality of the video, and the quality of the sound. Remember, we are trying to digitize experience. When they watch the video, they should hear the sound of the fabric. They should see the crispy color of the fabric. Now that you are in a media business, in a content creation business, that tells you that you should channel your budget to creating quality content. So it's not just enough to, yes, there are some raw content you can use your phone to do. Yes, you can do that, you as a person. But in terms of your product, the people want to touch it, they want to feel it. Unfortunately, they cannot. So the content you are producing for them should take them closer to the realness of the fabric as much as possible. And when they do that recording for you, they can just do one recording and they can cut it into like 15 to 20 short clips. You know, there's some clips you watch, it's just 7 seconds or 10 seconds, but you keep replaying it because it leaves you with a certain feeling, a certain excitement. We are selling feeling. How do you, what adjective? So when you are trying to tell people the quality of what you're holding, you should not just think of the English grammar. No, think of the adjectives that conveys it better. What adjective can I use to describe this quality of material? There's a gentleman, there's a comedian, a skit maker. He's called Rex. He does a lot of funny skits. Rex, you can check him out on Instagram. So, but there's a way.
I know.
You know Rex. You know, there's a way Rex describes, when he wants to describe a beautiful woman, he wants to tell you the body, say, it looks mene. The body is just looking, he will describe it in a way that the only thing that comes to your mind when Rex is describing is a kind of food. It is a delicacy. But he is trying to use a delicacy that can cause you mouth-watering to describe the beauty of a lady. I don't know if you got that. There are some things when they say Cotonou Agbalumo. I don't know the English word for Agbalumo. Sorry, Agbalumo is please my studio. Agbalumo.
African cherry.
African cherry, all right.
Cherry.
African cherry. In Yoruba, they call it Agbalumo. In Igbo, they call it Udara. I don't know what they call it in Hausa, but I hear that Cotonou Agbalumo from Cotonou is sweeter than the one that we have in Nigeria. Just mentioning it for some people, they start, salivating. Some people start salivating when you mention a certain kind of soup. Use adjectives that connects to people's taste bud, connects to people's emotional feeling to describe your fabrics. What adjectives are best in describing adire? What adjectives are best in describing akwete? What adjectives? Those are the kind of things, and those adjectives must elicit a certain kind of feeling in your shoppers. That anybody that gets there and clicks on the video, those adjectives begin to resonate experiences that they've had in the past. Take an adire and say, this is for the people that want to, when you want to get the attention of government officials, find a way to describe it. This is for, women of class, women who are going into power. This is for women of power only. And you're describing it, and you're saying the women that wear this are, C-suite executives. This is not for everybody. This is strictly for government officials who are female. Please, if you are not permitted to use this. But you are creating a class out of it. You are using certain adjectives, but your videos will come with a lot of sound. There's a guy on Instagram. His name is Fisayo Posudo. He unboxes gadgets, whether it's the AirPod, phones especially. But when he's bringing it out, you can check Fisayo on Instagram. There's another guy too. I've forgotten his name. When he's bringing it out, the recording, you will hear the sound of the carton of the phone, the nylon when they are removing it. Everything is about luring you to start desiring the phone, because he understands that he's in the content creation business. So content is that every detail matters. So put attention to the details of the fabrics you are selling. You're not just trying to sell a fabric, you're selling the story, the experience, the attitude that comes with the fabric. All of this built together. We take attention from them trying to touch it, see it, or feel it, to them hearing the authenticity of your story. The moment Bolatito Textile Company wins the heart of the people, and they know that the trust, like I wrote here, build a brand around quality and sell it to your audience. Build a brand around quality. Everything you are trying to say about your fabric should be about building a brand around quality. Right? All right. So all right. Okay. So I'm saying build a brand around the quality of your product, and sell it to your customers. When they believe that Bolatito Textile Company deals in quality, they can be trusted for what they say. They say they're going to deliver, and they are authentic. It doesn't have to, you don't have to show them the picture of your 500 or 5,000 products pieces. You only have to take one and tell them that with this attire, every attire you get here follows this pattern. So if we tell you that this is 60% cotton, just believe us. So you are trying to build a brand around that quality, around trust, around authenticity, and sell that to your customers. When you achieve that, you don't have to. I believe that over time, the men in the big markets, Lagos Island market, Balogun, and everywhere, they will be selling their warehouse out through Bolatito Textile Company, because this is a faster, more reliable way. This company has no boundaries. If someone in South Africa can order a shipload without necessarily coming to Nigeria. All they need to know is that it's coming from Bolatito Textile Company, and that you have done your due diligence very well, and the error rate has been reduced drastically. That's where you are positioning, and you are on the right path. So all of these things that we discussed, of course, you can't execute. You may not be able to execute all of them on your own. You might still need to engage some people, digital agency, people that can sit down with you in terms of the branding to come up with, nitty-gritty of the details. But I believe that we've touched on the general framework of what the first thing is, that you need to start seeing the company not just as selling textile, but as in content, creation or content production. That's the business you're into. And in content production, you pay attention to, quality. Image matters. Videos matter. Sound matters a lot. So all of these things that we're not paying attention to now begin to matter. So there is no need doing 200 videos. They can just do one video of 10 minutes and cut it into 20. Just when they do a video of 10 minutes and cut it into 20, and each video is just 2 minutes or even less, maybe 30 seconds video. Imagine trying to produce 30-second videos from a 10 minutes recording. You can imagine the number of content you will have. But each time people click on it, the thing is that the sound touches something in them. The sight, what they are seeing, the detailing, how the image is zoomed in, how the video quality comes out, the story, the short story that you're representing. Most importantly, every content you produce, you must have the objective of selling, building, that you're building a brand around quality, around trust and authenticity. And I believe that when you put all of this together, you are on the way to cracking this thing and getting the big warehouses pushing their products through Bolatito Textile Company. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope we've done some good work at cracking this for Bolatito Textile Company. Thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you. Absolutely, fully cracked. Like I said, I like to, execute. I am going now start thinking of executing. I'm glad that the solution you have provided during this crack it session resonates with me because I, I, it's, it's found a place, and most of the time when that happens is because maybe my head had kind of lingered in that direction, but I didn't think so. Cracking it down now makes me think, so maybe this is what I was thinking that time. Oh, so this problem that I was thinking, this is what I could have done. And that's what it has helped me achieve. And I look forward to executing such that it's a completely successful story from Crackit. And I appreciate the time that you have taken to do this. It's a strategy that normally should come with lots of commitments, but you have done this on a very free level, and I am grateful for that. What I see as my job to do is to execute. That's what I always ensure that that's the job of a chief executive officer to make sure that you execute on responsibilities. Thank you so much, Peter.
You're welcome.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Bolatito. Thank you for coming on the Crack It Live episode. And to our viewer audience, thank you for joining us today. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.